Alrighty, hello kids. Today should be Tuesday, May 12th. I always look over at my calendar. It's been a while since I've done a video where I front face the camera, but I thought it would be helpful for today because we're talking about some more conjugation, which we love and adore, right? But I just wanted to give you guys a quick overview of the topic of irregular conjugations. Okay, so if you remember, let's first look at regular. And so I have with me the notes that I want you all to take. I just took them myself, made them so that you can copy them off either while I'm speaking here or look at the picture that I link to Google Classroom, or you can watch the fun. I made a little time lapse of me doing it, which is very pleasing if you like watching writing. I don't know. Anyways, so first we're going to start off with the normal conjugation. Conjugation. I've been trying to get it into your heads, but we'll see how much you remember next year. But the main thing about conjugation, remember, is the endings for different subjects. Okay, so we have like yo, tú, él, ella, usted, nosotros, vosotros, ellos, ellas, and ustedes, right? And those correspond, and you'll see that in my time lapse. You'll see how yo goes with o, tú, us, él, ella, usted, and so on. Okay, so it kind of fits into a pattern of these 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And the reason why they conjugate in Spanish is that how you change a verb depending on who is doing that action, right? So we'll go more in depth about that once we get to as we get to the words that we're learning about today. So so those are the normal. Whenever you have a normal infinitive, a normal verb in Spanish that's an AR, ER, or IR verb, right? Whenever you have one of those, they follow this kind of pattern, and usually they don't change. ER and IR I didn't write down here. This one's just the AR endings. But jugar and ir break the mold, right? I said break the mold. Yes, they break the rules. They're irregular. So here you see irregular conjugations. So this is the meat of it. If we have the conjugations for ir, so ir means to go. So think about that in English. If you say, I go, you go, he or she goes, we go, you all go, they go. So we all stay with go. But if you see in Spanish, when they have their word to go, which is ir, they have all these different things, okay? Because ir, it is basically just an IR verb by itself, but it means something. But its conjugations are irregular because they do not follow the exact mold like they did before. Okay, they've got their own thing. They brought a V in there, right? So we have voy, vas, va, vamos, vais, van. But look, even the nosotros kind of fits the mold a little bit because it's that A-M-O-S, the amos, similar to that right there. So vamos. Okay, so it still follows the mold a little bit. So we got still an O in the yo form, yo voy. So if I was saying I go to sleep, it would say yo voy a dormir, which is to sleep. My example sentence that I said on here is I go to the beach. So voy a la playa. Okay, so there's voy, vas, va, vamos, vais, van. I'm going to have you do, your activity that you're doing is conjugating ir. And I'm going to do that with you a little bit, okay? So, jugar is also irregular in that it changes. Oh, I forgot this part on my notes. In that it changes the middle bit. So normally you would just take off the AR, right? Instead with jugar, you take off the AR, but then you add an E. The U changes to a UE in a stem changing verb. That's what jugar is. And also the yo form of jugar is special as well. So let me draw something here. So when you change it to UE, it stays in this pattern. Kind of looks like a boot. It only goes to J-U-E-G. So juego, juegas, juega, juegan. These two don't add the UE. It's jugamos and jugáis, okay? So the irregular forms for jugar are juego, juegas, juega, jugamos, jugáis, and juegan. Now remember, I'm going to have these pictures and I want you to take notes of these pictures on your Google Classroom, and then you're going to do your activity. Okay, so we're on page 219, right? And here we are on Actividad 13, and it says un año en Chile. So that's a year in Chile. Maria, a student from Corpus Christi, Texas, is spending a year with her family in Santiago, Chile. Read the letter that she wrote to her friends back home and write the correct forms of the verb ir on a separate piece of paper, okay? So the verb that we are conjugating is ir, all right? And remember, we just learned that it has irregular endings, all right? So what I like to do when I'm doing this kind of exercise where it's just one verb, I write out voy, vas, va, vamos, vais, van. Okay, and I just write them all out. So I'm like, all right, some of you may not have memorized which subject goes to which spot yet, but I'll help you with that on this one. So if you want, you can fully write out the chart again. All right, so if we start at the beginning, 17 de julio, well, what is that? 17, yep, de julio. Querida Sonia, ¿cómo estás? Yo bien. Generalmente paso tiempo en casa los fines de semana, pero a veces yo... So, this part here, we could all translate, but for today's exercise, all you need to really focus on are the subjects, okay? So this is it's a cool context of... It's a cool way to see how the verb is used in context, kind of in a simple but also complicated to us kind of way. So, but when you're doing this, you just want to see, usually it's right before the blank. So it's saying that I did something, right? So yo something. So number one is going to be voy. All right? So remember, and you can even do this on yours, you can say yo voy. I'm going to help you guys find the subjects for this, but you're going to need to help yourselves know which conjugation of ir to use, okay? So, but you see how yo is voy, all right? Aportillo con mi familia para esquiar. Hace mucho frío ahí y por eso la mamá no. So, is she talking about herself again, yo, or who is she talking about? I think this time it's mama. Alrighty? So mama, there's not a specific, like we don't know, mama is not I, mama is not you, mama is she, right? So mama is va, mama, va. Because remember, this is first person, second person, third person. When I'm the one talking, when I'm talking about you, when someone's talking about someone else. Third person is mama, mama va. All right. So the next one, siempre con nosotros. So nosotros is another subject, but don't let that trick you. Sometimes the subject does come afterwards, but this time it's saying it was very cold there, and for this my mom didn't always go with us. Con nosotros. So con is with, right? Okay. So en Portillo hay una escuela para los esquiadores y muchos chicos simpáticos blank a las lesiones. Y muchos chicos simpáticos. So who's going to the lessons? A las lesiones. So they go to the lessons. I just said they. So muchos chicos. The chicos is kind of another way of saying they, or because it's the boys. So, chicos, number 3, chicos is same thing as ellos. I'll do that. Yeah. I'm sorry, my handwriting is bad. We're almost done, kids. Thank you for watching this video. Like and subscribe. Anyways, chicos, ellos. So ellos, if you'll remember, is over here because it is third person plural. Van. Chicos van. So now, the next 3, I'm not going to give you which form of ir it is, but I'm going to help you find the subject. So, también hay un cybercafé con computadores, muchas personas. So we've got personas, which is ellos. And then, ahí para pasar tiempo con mis amigos. Nosotros, nosotros. Hopefully all of you have been like, oh, this is easy, I'm moving on. If not, that's okay too. Nosotros blank el domingo. So we go on Sunday. Yes, sorry. ¿Y tú? ¿Y tú? Ah, this one is a tricky one right here. ¿Y tú? This one is a question. So is it saying, do I go, or does it say, do you go? And it is two. Do you go to the beach every day with your friends? Hasta luego, Maria. Okay? So, I've already given you the answers to the first 3, so there's no excuse to getting those wrong. But these 3, you've got to figure out which one it goes with. Refer to your notes and email me if you guys have any questions. Alrighty. See you later.